bench have been playing as 6th, 7th, and 8th man are now starters, and now your 9th, 10th, and 11th men will be moving up to get more playing time.
And there's Brian Schmiel being introduced right now. Suffered that concussion last week in practice. He will not play. In fact, he's in street clothes tonight. What a force he has been, a 5'10" senior, averaging just over 3 points a game. He had 8 in that earlier matchup against Whitehall. As it is Parents' Night in the honor of the seniors here tonight at Pickerington High School. James Stocks comes out right now, and of course, he's a 6'3" senior, and he's done a great job this season for Pickerington. Now Dorman being introduced. You saw his numbers in the open. He's 6'1" and a senior, and a guy that has had 15 points twice this season against Chillicothe and Watkins. Stocks has already been introduced, but they announced him again. They wanted to talk about number 32, James Lovely. Jim is a 6'1", 165-pound senior, 10 points a game, and a guy that we'll see how well he can perform tonight fighting the flu. I think, too, Ray, Pickerington got everything they wanted in that first game at Whitehall. They got the scoring tempo that they wanted. They were able to control the boards, and they got a couple of the Rams in foul trouble. If Whitehall can get two of those three things going their way tonight, they have a chance in this game because it was a one-point game over there. And Charles Alston has really picked up his game for Whitehall since the change in the lineup for Whitehall High School. He is averaging about 21 points a game, picking up the slack for the Rams.
Well, he can be the best player on the floor, and when you have the best player on the floor, you have a good chance of winning the ball game. And he is an excellent athlete, can do a lot of things with the basketball, and he can do a lot of things without the basketball. And then you put Dak Solinger in there with him, and Lavender, who can shoot the basketball, and he's going to have to step up his offensive game.
Now, Solinger's a guy that did play in the last game for the Rams over the weekend because his grandmother passed away. He went back to the funeral in Kansas, and then the family got snowed in, so they were trapped in the state of Kansas and missed that game last weekend when they fell to Franklin Heights by a score of 74-59. Beechcroft was a victim to Pickerington in the Tigers last game by a score of 54-53. And again, the Tigers have not seen any opponent this year score 60 points against them. Pickerington at 13-2 on the season, tip controlled by the Tigers. And here's Dorman at the point, picked up by Lavender. And what a game he had last time we saw Whitehall on coaxial against Reynoldsburg. Inside, Lovely cannot connect. Alston hunts it down, though, for Whitehall.
See what kind of offense they run now. They're going to go against a man-to-man. They run a double stack low. Come off the stack.
Spillman takes it baseline, puts it up. Rejected, puts it back up again. A rebound strong inside, pulled down by Dorman, who at the point, Ray, is still averaging nearly 5 boards a contest.
Well, he's got good size for a point guard. Handles the ball well, runs the offense extremely well.
40 seconds into this game. This is Sparks backing in, turning around, putting it up, cannot connect. Gets his own rebound, puts it back up, got it.
Well, the statistic that we used to always keep when I was coaching was post entries. And usually when you get a lot of post entries, you have a real good chance of winning a basketball game. And right there is a good example of the post entry.
This is Lavender. Yes, he's a little guy, only 5'2", but averages 7 assists per contest. He is a spark plug for the Rams. One of their most consistent players all season. 2-zip. Tigers on top. And Ray, how much do you change the second time around in the league? Obviously, they know each other very well.
Well, they're going to change a little bit just because they have a little bit of different personnel. But they got to play a little bit more like a team. They can't depend on 1 or 2 players. They have to just run their offense. That was an excellent execution of their offense. They had a back pick and a wide open layup.
Alston ties it now for the Rams at 2, 6:27 left to go. This is Stocks, baseline. Gets it back inside. Stark puts it up. Too strong. Rebound strong inside by Solinger. This is Lavender. Splits 2 defenders, has it rejected inside and knocked out of bounds by Steve Stark, the 6'7" senior.
Well, he's not afraid to get in there. That's just a tough shot for him to get off at 5'2". And you see Lavender go inside. Starks was able to block the shot.
Anthony hoping to draw the foul inside, no call, and the Rams get it back. 6:12 in the quarter, knotted at 2. Again an opening, dishes it off. Beautiful play. He penetrates and dishes it off to Daxter, too.
That's what you do. The little guy's able to get in there. He draws the defense to him. He's able to pitch it off to Solinger for the easy layup. Excellent job.
Second straight time he got Stark to go after him inside. Stocks takes the baseline, puts it up. Got it.
Well, Pickerington's shooting a lot of easy shots inside.
Lavender back the other way, lead for Alston, baseline. Blocked off by Stocks, 5:45 left to go first quarter. We are knotted at 4. Glad to have you aboard here on Coaxial Sports for this replay Tuesday night at 11:30. and Thursday at 7:30 p.m. McConkey with it now.
He ran out of a 1-4 high.
Alston is open. He will launch for three and connects.
And that got Alston open. He got behind the line. Got his feet set. Defense had backed off. Boom.
He's got 5 in this game, Ray. He shoots 50% from the field and 48.3% from behind the line. This is Dorman back the other way. Back to the iron. Tipped around, and a foul over the back will go on. Pickerington chalk it up to Travis Sparks.
Good job of blocking out by Whitehall.
So the first foul in this contest comes 2:47 in, and there is Mike Dixon in his 5th year. Record of 63 and 44 for the Rams. 11 and 6 so far this season, and he's done a great job regrouping, remolding this team for the stretch drive as they get ready for the tournament.
Well, he's had his hands full, Randy. Coaching's a difficult job, and this year has been real tough.
And I think one comment we can make is that he has handled everything perfectly. When you pick up the publications, he has said all the right things, and that is a huge credit to Mike Dixon, who's done a great job under extenuating circumstances. Sullinger way outside, 4:49 left to go. Lavender loses the handle. Last touch by who? It'll be saved, or will it? Nope. Lovely was out of bounds.
Well, that was an example when Lavender got the ball inside of getting up in the air and not knowing what you were going to do with it. So when you get up in the air, see, now he has to change what he was going to do. He's going to shoot it. He thought better of that and passed it out, but they got the ball back.
Pickerington has had a long layoff. They've been off, I think, since Saturday before last. So it's been about 10 days because of what happened with Mother Nature last week, and they will have to make up for it big time this week with games on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. And we'll talk about some of the other teams inside as Spillman gets the pass from Lavender in a reach-in foul with 4:31 left to go in the quarter. Chalk it up to the Tigers. Great pass.
Great pass, Lavender.
Matt McNally will pick it up. He checked in for number 32, Jim Lovely, fighting the flu. Take a look.
Here's Lavender. Nice bounce pass in there. Perfect.
Hall now into the ball game for the Tigers as Sparks will take a seat. 4:31 left to go, 7-4. Second foul committed by the Tigers, none by the Rams. This is McConkey to Alston. Looking baseline. How did he find any room? Dished it off to Sullinger, who draws the foul. I swear there was no room baseline for Alston, but he still found an opening.
It's amazing what good athletes can do. Alston now, we get to see him here. With his left hand, he is just inside that line. Excellent job.
Maybe because he's a football wide receiver and defensive back. He knows where those lines are.
Knows how to stay between the lines.
Stark with his first foul. Team foul number 3 now on the Tigers. And Sullinger looking for point number 3 in this contest.
Good-looking kid. All kinds of potential, Randy. Going to get bigger. Going to get stronger.
And he's already good, too, we should say, as a sophomore.
Can you imagine? I mean, as a senior, he's going to be one of the more highly recruited players. He's going to put on a few inches, he'll put on a few pounds, add some muscle, a little bit more distance on his jump shot. He'll be an all-around player. His dad will work with him too, which is a real benefit.
Harold Sullinger sitting right beside us here, watching the action as the Rams widen the margin to 5 with 4:17 left to go first quarter. Dorman and Lavender. This is McNally. Out to Stocks. Working on Spillman with 4:10 left. Puts it up. It's short. Rebound fought for, and Spillman just took it away.
Good
Lavender back the other way. It looks like the Rams want it more right now.
Yep, good aggressive play.
Long skip to Alston. Got it for 3 more.
You know, it's a little bit different. It seems like they wanted a little bit more. It looks like also that their bench is a little bit more into it, and their coaching staff is a little bit more into it.
Alston has 8 in this game now. Turnaround jumper, no good by Hall. And foul with 3:47 left to go in the quarter, and I think it's going to go on the Rams, although Ram fans thought it should go on the Tigers.
Well, that's a tough call because it could have gone either way.
Chalk it up to Dax Sullinger. That'll be his first.
This is not a team, Whitehall, that you want to get way behind on. You know, they're 8 points down now. There's also just gets set. Just an outstanding shooter, an outstanding athlete. Because Whitehall has the ability, as long as Lavender's on the floor, that they can hold the basketball for a while and control some tempo.
I think Tim Dorman might be bleeding right now. It could be from his lip or perhaps his elbow, but whenever that happens, you have to come out of the ball game. So he will check out with 3:47, and Jared Smith will check in for that man. Pete Liprap, what a job he has done. 11th season, a record of 141 and 99. And for his first 7 years, all he did each year was win more games than he had the following year, than the preceding year, rather. And it's put in by Stark for 2 more for the Tigers.
How about that out-of-bounds play? As long as I've watched Pickerington High School, they have always had great jobs on out-of-bounds play.
It is 12-6, 3:32 left to go here in quarter number one. Despite the fact that we thought that Whitehall would have to force the issue, they are playing a great half-court basketball game. Spillman misses that one, though. Here comes Lovely back the other way. That is Smith, got it.
Baseline. Easy shots, high percentage shots. That's breaking down the defense, and the defense just not doing a real good job inside.
Jared with his first two, his high on the season is 11. He got that against Marysville. It is now 12-8 with 3 minutes left to go in quarter number one. Lavender backing it out right now to Spillman.
Good movement on the offense.
Ryan taking a baseline and drawing the foul. Using the stomach too much is number 33, Jared Smith.
You got to be willing to move without the basketball. Well, that time the weak side kind of stood around, but on the ball side they were moving. They just get what they want and get an open jump shot. We're going to see the replay here of this foul. Baseline again with the drive and the foul, the hook.
The Rams look a step faster, Ray, in this first quarter.
I think they are faster, though. I mean, I think they're quicker kids.
This is Lavender.
It's like me playing against you and me taking it to the hole. Be no competition because it'd be too slow.
You would have stopped at the donut shop 4 times before you got anywhere near the three-point line. Out of bounds, we go back the other way with 2:34 left to go.
Well, put it this way, it had to be a half-court game.
That's true.
I wouldn't be playing no full court.
We'd still need oxygen. 12-8, 2:33 left to go, and here comes Lovely. Jim working on Lavender. Double stack. He's trying to lob it inside for Sparks. It's launched by Smith from outside, tipped around, fought for. We're going to have a foul inside with 2:20 left to go.
That's a very flat shot, as we say. Got to give it a chance. Got to get it up in the air, a little bit of arc. That's what you get the shooter's bounce. When you shoot that flat shot, that's what happens.
Russell Hall will pick up the foul. That's his first. And now team foul number 5 on the Tigers. 5 different players with a foul each in this contest. And only one foul committed by the Rams, that by Dax Sullinger. It's 12-8, 2:12 left to go. Dax has it now 18 feet from the hoop. To McConkey, who's been a good role player.
Flex. Back pick.
Lavender gets hacked inside, and he will draw the foul on number 32, Jim Lovely. So now 6 different Tiger players with a foul in this contest. Take a look.
Well, there you see Lavender, who had just come off of the back pick off of the flex and gets fouled. Get a lot of movement in that offense.
Mike Dixon has put on a clinic here in the first quarter with 2:03 left to go. 12-8 Rams. Alston looking inside, gets it to Sullinger. Dax will launch. Nope. Back of the iron. Knocked away into the hands of McNally.
That was a perfect angle there to bank that shot.
Lovely. Takes it inside.
So is that.
Smith uses the glass. Well, 1 out of 3 did, and that's the guy that made it.
Kids don't use it like they should, Randy. That's a good angle, those last couple of shots, to use the board, get it up on the glass and put it in, but neither player that missed it did that.
Tigers are now back in this game. Only a 2-point bulge for the Rams. They want a travel call. They don't get it here at Pickerington High School. This is Lavender to Spillman. 1:27 left to go. Bryant takes it inside, off balance, forces it up, no good. Rebound pulled down by Lovely.
Great job of blocking out by Pickerington. The ball hit the floor.
That was the key for the Tigers in their comeback in that win earlier at Whitehall. Launch from outside for 2 by McNally.
McNally, we didn't get to see much of him the first time, but with Schmiel out, he steps up. Nice shot.
The quarterback on the football team averages 1 per contest. He's got 2 now in this game. And we're under a minute. Tigers sneaking back in, and so far, Ray, the pace has really favored Pickerington.
Yes, it has, Randy.
Lavender will move it back out now with 43 left in quarter number 1.
Gonna run their set play here. See what it is. Looked like they're a little bit confused. Looked like it was going to be a double screen down.
Down to 30 seconds left to go. Alston with the ball near midcourt.
See what they do. Out of the 1-4.
Sullinger thinks about it, sees the clock, and decides not to. Alston will launch. Nope. Gets his own rebound, throws it up. Got it. Nice play by Charles.
Great athlete. Just a great athlete. One of those guys that can take over a game.
And he has taken control. He's got 10 of the 14 points for the Rams with 8 seconds left to go. Lavender nearly knocks it away. Lovely with 4. And a whistle before the shot, and a travel with 3.3 left in the quarter.
They can get a shot off, plenty of time. Should be able to get a shot off right here. Just watch the travel. Yep. In the NBA, that's okay.
Or the CBA. So 3.3 left in the quarter. Lavender picked up by Dorman across midcourt. Look at that speed. Launches it. Oh.
He might have been fouled, Randy.
Wow. For the Rams with the lead after 8 minutes. Whitehall on top by a score of 14-12. Back with the second quarter from Pickerington High School right after this. Stay tuned here on Coaxial Sports.
Getting the defense on their back and was able to enter that ball in there and get an easy shot.
Stark has 4. He averages 5.7. This is Spillman with 7:03. The lob to Alston. Oh, it hung on the rim. No good. He can't believe it. He's down, and his ankle is hurting. And he is hobbling up court.
Yep, he's hurt.
Smith puts it up, and we tie this game at 16 apiece with 6:52 left to go to the first half, and Alston is limping.
Yes, he is. That's a good lob pass. Excellent. They clear out the one side. The defense falls asleep or gets too aggressive, and they back pick them, and they go for the lob. But Alston came down on the side of his foot. He's still out there, though. Well, I think Alston limping is better than most players having 2 good ankles. He's hurting.
Yeah, he looks like a car trying to start right now. He's picking up a little more speed, but you can tell he's really favoring that. Smith checks out of the game for the Tigers. He's got 6 already in this contest. Lovely is back in. 16-16, 6:36 left to go. Knocked out of bounds, and they give it to the Tigers on the turnover. Mike Dixon can't believe it.
I don't think that's a terrible call. I don't know about that. We'll get to see it here on the replay. Let's see who goes off though. Off of Pickerington. That's who it goes off of.
Dorman has it now with 6.5 left to go here in the first half. Picked up by Lavender, top of the key. And Lovely will be called for the walk. This is the first Tuesday night game we have done, Ray. Well, first one you've ever done, I believe. And the first one I think Coaxial Sports has done in 7 years.
Christmas.
Oh, that's true.
Those are Tuesdays.
Yeah, I don't count that as a true regular season game.
Oh, okay. Well, it's just nice to be here. As I've said before, it's just nice to be anywhere.
That's true. This is Spillman. The last time we did one, it was Beechcroft and Worthington. Back when Derek Fields was the star for the Cardinals. Inside, and Spillman is called for the walk.
Is that when you work with the Munch?
That's when I work with Russ Gregg.
Russ Gregg.
Back when there was talent aplenty in Central Ohio. No, just kidding, Ray. As Spillman will take a seat now for the Rams, and Billy Justice, a 6-foot sophomore, will check in. Ray and I have been together 6 fun-filled years. Winding down on number 6 right now. And Ray just signed a new contract for another 6 years, so we'll have him around until he's 65. Lovely will launch and connect from 16 feet for 2.
Now, I think they're getting tired of me, Randy. I'm wearing thin on too many people.
I have a list. Lovely's first 2 in this game, and it comes at 5:43 in the first half.
There's so many towns I'm not allowed in now. I'm still out here, though.
That's one. Alston.
The Grove City's out.
That's true. Howard is out. There's the lob, weak side. Justice, he thought he got hammered. Fought for inside, rebound pulled down by Stark, and a whistle and a foul with 5:21 left to go.
Same play, same result, though the player's open. They just didn't get the basketball into the hoop. Good play.
Shock up the foul to number 23 for the Rams, Billy Justice. Only the second team foul on Whitehall in the first half. Sullinger has the other. For Pickerington, they have committed 6. McNally, Lovely, Smith, Hall, Sparks, and Stark with a foul each. As Taha Jackson now checks into the game for the Rams, and a whistle and a foul with 5:13 left to go, and it will go on Whitehall.
You know, when Jackson was at Academy, Randy, he was one of their leading scorers. You know, he's changed his programs, comes over here to Whitehall, has had trouble getting some playing time. But you know what? He's got the ability. He can play.
As you can see, you were actually about to inbound the ball. Look at Alston, knocks it away. Side out Tigers. That is what I call a rejection with a spike.
That was for real, wasn't it?
Wow. So with 5:13 left to go, Tigers with the ball and a 2-point lead at 18-16. Pickerington is 3 out of 3 from the field this
my
quarter.
goodness.
Lovely all alone. Rejected, though, by Alston. Great recovery. This is Jackson. It is a 4-on-1. Jackson puts it up. Nope. And boy, the Rams had a 4-on-1, and they can't convert.
Well, you got to stop at the foul line.
Stocks. Nope. Rebound, McConkey.
Jackson took the ball too far in, Randy. Allowed the defense to play all three players. You got to stop at the foul line.
And Lavender will set it up, looking for the tie. Sullinger will stop and pop from 14. In and out, no good. The only person there is Lovely. The blockouts right now remind me of the first game when Pickerington got back into that contest. And Lovely back the other way makes it a 4-point game for Pickerington.
Yeah, that's just the defense breaking down. Whitehall's had their chances, Randy. They've had a lot of easy shots. Haven't had them go down. They've had that lob play twice, missed those. Wide open jump shot by Sullinger. They got a 3-on-1 fast break that broke down. Here's the replay. Baseline again. Defense breaks down and you lay it in. But the fast break that Jackson had the ball in the middle of the floor, he got the ball into the paint. He had both wings filled. He had a 3-on-1. But what he did was when he went into the paint, he shortened the distance that the defense had to play. The defense could play all three players. He never ditched the ball off.
So in basketball, you have to know geometry as well. Got to know your angles. And that time he had the option of giving it up at the top of the key, which would have been a great move on his part. Actually, it was a 4-on-1 ray at one time, as you look at Dr. Dan Ross, the superintendent of schools here in Pickerington, enjoying the action here in the first half. And a reminder, coming up at halftime, I hope to be talking to Dave Butcher, head basketball coach of the Lady Tigers here in Pickerington, and a special announcement will be made at halftime, so stick around for that.
I thought he really had a nice article in Sunday's paper. I thought that was excellent. Probably one of the more truer things that have been said or written about David, and I agree wholeheartedly with everything that was said in there.
A lot of people are jealous when you're successful.
That's right.
Maybe that's why people don't like you.
You know, I never thought about it that way, but you're probably right. With my charm, tact, personality, good looks, and winning record, it's probably why they don't like me.
Nah.
Not.
4:05 left to go in the half. And Spillman cannot find the handle as McConkey bounced it right off his foot.
You don't think?
This is our location.
Hey.
This is the good humor man, Ray Miller. I'm Randy Reinhardt. Glad to have you aboard for basketball action here. Weeknight action on Coaxial Sports. Glad to have you aboard. 2016 to score. 4 minutes left to go. And this is Jason Schoen, 5'11" sophomore, now into the ball game for Pickerington. Dorman looking inside.
Boy,
a strong move inside by Sparks, cannot convert. Schoen loses the handle, gets it back, needs some help, throws it off. There's nobody there. It's going to go out of bounds and back to the Rams. Dorman had already moved back into the backcourt to play defense, so Schoen didn't have anybody he could dish it off to.
Well, he did the right thing. He thought they'd lost possession, so he got back. But here's some good hustle for the ball. Just had no place to throw it. We got a hustle there. Boing! See sound effects. That's part of my game.
That's why they love you. This is Alston to Lavender.
Here we go. Watch. Maybe they'll try to clear out a little bit now. Oh, wide open.
Sullinger from 12. Got it.
He'll knock that down at least 80% of the time if he gets the ball in the paint. Straight angle like that.
Dax with half a dozen. The lead down to 2 with 3:20 left to go as Dorman works on Spillman.
Good post entry.
Sparks. Nope. We go back to the Tigers with 3:11 left to go.
Now he's got to block that shot, Randy, and keep it in play. You know, gain possession of it. Here we come. Watch Sullinger come from the weak side with the block. Now I want to see him next time he blocks, and I want to see him keep it in play, knock it towards his basket even. He can do that.
Stark drives inside, and he is going to be called for a foul on the Rams. I thought they were going to call a walk on him there.
Well, I think that's what he did. A definite travel.
The foul goes on Whitehall. Chalk it up to number 55, Steve McConkey.
Looks like Mike's grown a little beard there.
Dapper, Natalie Attire. Launch from outside. Nope. Rebound, Lavender.
Little guy on the floor.
At 5-2. Yep. Anthony now looking. Wanted that bounce pass to go inside. Sullinger does get it to Alston, and he draws the foul with 2:52 left to go in the half. Chalk it up to Jared Smith.
Boy, I don't like Lavender. I think he's He has really shown that he can play this game. Every game he got better and better and better, and I think, boy, he's got some great things going to happen to him in the future, too. I think he's going to be an outstanding player.
And it's team foul number 7 now on the Tigers, so the Rams will be shooting the 1-and-1 the rest of the way here in the first half. 2:52 on the clock. Smith, the first player in this contest with 2 fouls. Alston.
Good form.
We talked about this before. What sport does he play in college, basketball or football?
Well, I'll tell you what, probably football, but my understanding is he likes the arts and entertainment. And maybe we'll see him on the big stage sometime.
That's true. Alston now with 14 in this game. You know, Sullinger and Alston have all of Whitehall's 20 points. Sullinger with 6, Alston with 14. Pickerington has 6 different players that have scored, none more than 6 in this game.
Guess there's more ways than one to skin a cat.
Talked about the keys in the game. So far, though, the tempo is favoring Pickerington.
In the zone now. Little triangle. Move the ball around.
Shown back out to Dorman.
Maybe try to reverse the ball here. No, shot.
He will launch. That's a 2, and it connects.
The defense slacked off. Ball went back and forth. Defense kind of went back into the paint. Didn't challenge the shot. Good shooters knock him down.
Alston is feeling it. You can just tell he is in a zone right now. He's got 17 in the first half. Wounded ankle and all.
Well, I think when you get in that zone, you start firing it now. He's got it, so if he gets open, he'll shoot the basketball.
And he's perfect from three-point range on the evening. 3 out of 3. And this is Dorman with 1:50 left to go. You see the time lower right inside. Nice strong move by Stark. He has had a good first half for the Tigers.
Solid player. Plays pretty good defense. Rebounds the basketball, and he can shoot inside.
Lavender will back it back out and reset with 1:34 left to Alston. This is Sullinger.
Better watch Alston. Uh-oh.
Nope, nobody there.
Wow.
And Stocks will check back in along with Lovely with 1:25 left to go in the first half.
That's what we used to call the Woody. Hit nothing but the wood. John Nakauchi jump shot. Woody.
That's right. Mr. Audio tonight.
Yes, he is.
Normally Mr. Director, but they called in the big gun. Drexel Yokoyama calling the shots for this weeknight action here on Coaxial Sports. Inside, Stark through a double team, muscles it up for 2.
You can't play defense with your knees locked, Randy. You can't move. You got to bend your knees and be able to move. They got their knees locked, couldn't move defensively, and took advantage of it.
Stark already 2 points above his average. He's got 8 in the first half because we're down to 55 left in the quarter. 26-23 Alston. Was thinking baseline, back out to Lavender. Spillman. Anthony hasn't taken a shot, I don't think, in the first half. Oh, he took the 2 early in the quarter, but since then, he's been silent.
That's really not his job. It's to get the ball to the other guys, take the shot if you have it.
But his penetration early on really set things up for the Rams.
Right.
They moved out to that 5, then 7, then 8-point lead.
Good defense by Pickerington, but also good patience by Whitehall. You can look at it a couple different ways. Going to go for the last shot. They are. They're going to run a specific play, maybe, rather than go for just one.
Lavender, he dribbled for about 40 seconds. This is McConkey. Hunts it down with 8 to Alston. Loses the dribble. McConkey with 4. They need to shoot it. Alston will launch it. Nope. That was close. Whitehall had the ball for a minute and could not come up with a decent shot. Tough defense played by the Tigers down the stretch. And after 2 quarters.
In the Wednesday edition of the USA Today, what's going to happen?
Well,
field for the Rams. The rest of the team is 0 for 8. A key right there is somebody else has got to score and get that confidence rolling. For Pickerington, Stark had 8, Smith had 6, Lovely had 4. When you look at the stats from the first half, Pickerington with the bulge on the boards by only 3 at 12-9. Not many turnovers in the first half, only a total of 7 committed. There are the rest of the numbers from the first 2 quarters.
Well, everything's pretty equal, and the game obviously is real equal. I think the Rams stayed in it with Alston's 3-point shooting, and they're going to have to play solid defense, see if they can't stop this post entries and play a little better defense in the post. But I think offensively they're doing all right. They just missed some layups, and as you said, probably try to get some other people into scoring.
And if you're Whitehall, you try to up-tempo it just a little bit more here in the second half.
Yeah, I think so. I think they played pretty well in the open floor. I think there's a couple decisions they probably wish they wouldn't have made, but I'd get the ball in the hands of Alston and Sullinger and take my shot.
Foreman out there with Stocks, Lovely, Stark, and Sparks to start the second half. For the Rams, it is Alston, Lavender, McConkey, Spillman, and Sullinger, the starting 5 to start quarter number 3. As we're 20 seconds in, Rams trying to cut into that 3-point lead by the Tigers. And Lavender looking inside. Here's Alston taking Stocks to the block, and nobody there but Mr. Dorman.
Now, the first shot was a pretty easy one. I think he needs to get a little bit farther out. I think he feels more comfortable.
Dorman thought about it, gets it inside to Sparks. Boy, he can back in, can he?
He sure did. He did that time anyway.
With 7:17 left to go, a foul over the back called on the Rams. I think it's going to go on Alston. Take a look one more time.
This is backing in, literally.
So Alston picks up his first team foul, number 1 here in the second half. On the common foul, it'll be Dorman inbounding. Whitehall with a record of 11-6, 7-4 in the OCC Capital. Pickerington at 13-2. They've won 11 straights, and they're 10-0 in league play. And it's turnover, begatting turnover.
Again, game of choices and decisions. If you make the right choice and the right decision, you have a chance to complete the scoring opportunity, and sometimes you don't make the right choices, and that's a good choice right there.
That looked like a mistake. I thought Dorman lost the handle on the basketball right into start. Tell you, that's the thing, too, when you look at Lavender. Here's a guy that's 5'2", and you would think, well, you can blow by him when he's guarding you on defense. You just can't do it. He's all over the place.
There's real quick hands.
Alston, there's his range. He's got to get used to that basket.
That's right. It's the basket.
6:39 left to go. 28-23. A whistle and a foul called on the Rams. Chalk it up to number 55. That'll be Steve McConkey picking up his second.
See what Pickerington tries to do now offensively. It's something that Pete probably talked about at halftime of what they wanted to do. They line up with 1 and 4 across. It'll be a type of a set play here. Let's see what happens.
This is Lovely. Working on Alston, taking it inside, losing the handle. And he draws the foul with 6:28 left to go in quarter number 3.
Okay, here he comes. He goes right through the defense. He splits the perimeter defense, and there's the hack on the arm by Alston.
That's his second, and team foul number 3 on the Rams already in the second half. Kind of a reverse of what we saw in the first 2 quarters as Lovely goes to the line. Give him point number 5, averaging 10.2 per contest. His high was 21 against Beechcroft. Been in double figures 7 times. The starter at the point last year, Rain's done a good job of making that move to the off guard.
Well, they seem like they've always had that off guard. They shoots the ball well, and a lot of times that off guard was the point guard the year before, and have a lot of success running their system.
30-23, 6:16 left to go, and a whistle and a foul call. And we'll wait for our officials, Fred Fulton and Dick Robinson, to sort this one out. Going to go on the Rams.
Been well officiated so far.
Going to go on
out of bounds.
Steve Stark, actually. Chalk it up to the Tigers. There's the push on the back of Sullinger.
Yeah, you can't do that. Unless you want to dance.
Lavender brings it out now, trailing by 7 at 30-23.
Here comes a set play off a double screen.
Trying to get it back to Sullinger. It's knocked away because of the size of Stark, but put back up by the Rams. No good rebound, pulled down by Dorman inside.
That's where Pickerington's been very successful, and that's rebounding the basketball.
To get it inside to Sparks, who works his way in. Rejected by Sullinger, fought for. And a reaching foul is going to be charged on the Tigers in the person of number 53. So Steve Stark now is the first player to pick up 3 fouls in this contest.
It's a post entry, and there's where I'm talking about blocking the ball and keeping it in play. That time Dax Solinger was able to do that, and the possession goes to the Rams.
Sparks will check out, and Hall is back in for the Tigers.
Slow quarter.
From the second quarter on, it's been pretty slow. But it will speed up, I guarantee you, with 5:39 left to go. Whitehall been stagnant offensively. Let's see if they can get something on this possession.
They're being shut out so far.
Again, we talk about the defense of Pickerington. It comes to the forefront one more time.
So you can't make that pass into the post. You've got to get a better angle and throw a bounce pass into the post. That pass will not get there.
This is Stocks. Spielman trying to hunt it down. Dorman hunts it down instead with 5:12 left to go. Bounce pass inside, saved by Stark, but right in the hands of Spielman. Nice play by Bryant. For Lavender. He's looking for Alston. Right now it's a two-man show offensively for Whitehall with Alston and Solinger. Lavender tries to penetrate and free somebody up inside. McConkey hunts it down right into the hands of Alston. Back to Lavender. They're playing catch with 4:47 left to go.
It was the right kind of pass. Again, he didn't have the angle, the proper angle to throw that one into the post. He did throw a bounce pass, but he just didn't have the right angle. He needed two or three more dribbles to the right side to get in there.
Alston, the cutter, will launch. In and out, no good. Rebound, good position inside by Russell Hall.
They do a great job of blocking out on the shot. Pickerington just fundamentally sound, and they do the little things well.
Taken away by Lavender. Here's their chance. The lead for Alston. Working on Lovely to the hoop. Nope. Rebound. Solinger got it for two.
That's why you never give up. You always run down the floor. Dax knows that. He follows up Alston's shot with a dunk. Good job.
And they cut it to 5 with 4 minutes gone in quarter number 3. Dorman all the way to the hoop, saved by Stark to Stocks. Inside, strong move. McConkey is there, so as Solinger, take your pick. I think it will be McConkey picking up a foul.
Here we get to see the post entry and the foul right on the elbow. Pretty physical inside now.
Mike Barber in for the Rams. McNally back in, along with Smith for the Tigers. And a timeout taken by Whitehall with 3:52 left to go in quarter number 3. That is the second taken by the Rams. They have 2 left. Pickerington with their full allotment of 4 timeouts. 30-25 in this quarter. The Rams have scored 2 points, and Pickerington but 4. Ray, we talked about the schedule that awaits these teams, especially Pickerington. Tonight they play Whitehall. Tomorrow night they play Reynoldsburg. Friday they're at Marysville, and Saturday night they play Dublin. As we take a look at some of the action, as Alston takes it into the hoop, and he will miss that shot, and then Solinger at the right place at the right time. Watch Lovely with the arm trying to fake him like he's going to undercut him there.
I think that's why he missed it.
That'd scare me. Anybody coming down the court would scare me, though. Even you. As Coach Lipcraft talks to his forces, Mike Dixon takes that timeout in the other huddle. Any idea what he's telling his Rams right now?
Well, offensively, they've only got 2 points, but I think, too, what they need to do is try to get some other people involved in their offense and move the ball around. I think they can get the pass into the post if they just get the right angle, and I think that's what they really want to do.
Rams have scored only 11 points in the last 12 minutes and 8 seconds of basketball. So it is 30-25 with 3:52 left to go, quarter number 3, and that will send Steve Stark, the 6'7" senior, to the line. Remember his sisters, great basketball players here, and Heather and Tracy. One of the co-captains for the Tigers. He's got 11, doubling his average.
What, he averaged 5.5, huh?
You're pretty smart.
You know your math. Put that together and had a decimal point, carried it over, and was able to do that.
Maybe you're a legend, too.
Hey.
Sparks is back in. You know, Whitehall is doing a great job, but you talk about Pickerington, and their defense is probably second to nobody in Central Ohio, Ray. On an average, they're giving up 47.7 points a game, and they're ahead of that pace right now as Barber looks for some help.
But it's not a press. It's a solid half-court defense. And then, of course, the other thing that goes with that is their patience on offense, which kind of helps their defense, too, because it runs some clock.
You know, you talk about his great off guard, how they always have a Floyd or a Davis or somebody that can shoot. They've had great post players as well here. The Gill brothers, Matt Fitzgerald, Greg Muir in the past. So Pickerington, I think, has a complete package, but they always think about the off guard here. And it goes back to your barn theory, I guess, right? The country school and the shooter and that type of thing. With 3:16 left to go, a whistle and a foul. 32-25 our score.
Well, it seems to be the case, doesn't it?
You get no argument from me.
shoot the basketball well, play solid defense, block out, rebound, do the things fundamentally sound. Started at a younger age in your program, and things start to develop. When you get to the varsity, things come a little bit easier.
Sparks picks up the foul. That's his second. Team foul number 3 now on the Tigers, committed in the second half. Lavender trying to dish it off, and look at that. That is McNally playing the passing lane, coming up with a turnover.
It's called on the line and up the line.
Smith
defensively
had a great game. Hall sees a double team baseline with 2:52. Jared will think about it. Has the open shot over Alston. Nope. McNally loses the handle, but there's a foul inside on Whitehall with 2:46 left to go in the third quarter.
He didn't have his feet set. Smith, when he first started to take that shot right here, watch his feet. Feet are too close together. He wasn't really on balance when he took that jump shot.
Lavender picks up a foul. That's his first, and that is team foul number 5 on the Rams in the second half. Well, if you're Whitehall, do you need somebody else besides Alston and Sullinger to shoot in this game?
Well, it looks like it, Randy. I think that they're having some problems now offensively because Alston and Sullinger have been taken out of the game by the Pickerington defense, so maybe Lavender's going to have to open it up a little bit with some outside shooting.
And we know he can hit from three-point range.
And we know that he's motivated because he thought the first game that I didn't think he could shoot, which wasn't to the point at all, by the way.
And he has done a great job this season, shooting 45% from two-point range and 40% from behind the line.
And he's on my All-Miller team.
And the co-captain.
That's right.
Of course, I got Mark Cox last week, remember, from the sales.
Yeah.
You're going to be severely tested. This is what? High school rotisserie basketball. This is something new. Lavender back the other way. Still a 7-point game with 2:38 left to go. This is Alston. He's been shut down here in quarter number 3. To Sullinger.
They put different defensive players on him, too.
What a post move by Dax, but he draws the foul with 2.5 left to go in the third quarter.
Looks like it was on the floor. Probably will not shoot. Here's the pass inside. Now he makes a real good move here. He squares up, challenges the defense, makes the choice to drive. Real good move. Great talent.
Russell Hall picks up a foul. That's his second. It is team foul number 4 on the Tigers in the second half. Alston to Spillman, to Lavender. Had the opening, lost the basketball. He'll reload right now with 2:24 left to go in the quarter.
Lavender's a sophomore also, right?
Yes. In fact, he was up on the varsity for the end of the season last year as just a freshman. Alston will launch. There's a shot for 3.
He's got a pretty shot. Pretty player. Kind of hangs that follow-through hand there, the little wrist. Said, hey, baby, that's my shot.
You talked about last Friday, 70 might win the game. I think in this game, 40 might win it.
The way we're going.
Lovely will launch for 3. Got it. Big hoop.
And as soon as you say that, we start shooting threes and hitting them.
Jim was only shooting 15% from three-point range on the season. The lead is up to 7 now. One more time with 1:44 left to go. Anthony looking for an opening. Thought about it baseline. McConkey to Sullinger. Will put it up from 15. Got it.
Yeah, there's the other part of the entry, as we say. Sullinger and Alston doing the scoring. They got two cannons. They're firing both of them.
Dax has 10 in this game. The lead is back to 5 now with 1:20 left to go.
1-2-2 zone. Trying to match up a little bit out of it.
Hall has it stripped away. Lavender's going to lead a 3-on-1 to Alston.
Gotta stop.
To Lavender, and a travel is called on Charles. Charles is trying to tell Lavender he wanted him to take that right wing and go all the way to the hoop.
Last time Whitehall was on defense, well, let's take this first. This is Whitehall defense. They get the steal here. It looked like that they were on a 1-2-2 zone. We'll take a better look at it this time. Maybe they're just matching up the players. But it certainly looks that way.
Stocks is back in now for the Tigers. Lovely is open for 2.
And when Lovely's open, Lovely can shoot and Lovely can hit.
He's got 11 after a slow start. Remember, he's fighting the flu. To McConkey now for the Rams with 45 left in the quarter.
Tried to hit the back door, couldn't do it.
Sullinger, he's been willing to penetrate. There's Lavender launching. Little strong, Lovely with the rebound. Thought about the outlet. Now he'll slow it down, and if you're the Tigers, do you wait for one?
Well, I think you can, yes. See what Pete decides to do. But they're pretty hot right now. I think they'll get to a certain point.
Look at Lavender. Working on Stocks to the hoop, puts it up, draws the foul. Nearly had the chance for the three-point play, and Stocks whistled for foul number 1 in this contest.
That doesn't make Pete real happy. Because really, this is the end of the turnover. And Lavender goes in and gets himself no, I thought he was going to get 2 free tosses, but they said
Wow.
he's not in the act of shooting. I don't know.
So Alston to Spillman with 17 left in the quarter. To Lavender. Alston, his ankle again gave out on him. I think he thinks he was pushed as well. With 13.3 left in the quarter.
He was stepped on, looked like.
Yep. Tigers get it back, and I guarantee your house, I can bet it on this one, that they will go for 1.
Yes. They're going to trap, too, which is real good defensively. Good
Smith
choice.
with 4, puts it up, got it! Big hoop. And that ends the quarter. And the Tigers move out to their biggest lead in this contest. After 24 minutes of basketball, Pickerington on top by a score of 39-30. Back for the final 8 minutes right after this. Stay tuned. As Whitehall had to hurry to get the ball in time to inbound it. Alston felt that Stocks gave him a block before he got to the ball. Good rebound effort by Sullinger inside, and he draws the foul 16 seconds into the fourth quarter for Pickerington. Stark has 12, Lovely 11, and Smith off the bench has 8 points. For Whitehall, 2 scores. Alston with 20, Sullinger with 10.
Whitehall's run this lob play 3 times now, unsuccessful. This time at least they're going to get a couple free throws off of the offensive rebound by Sullinger, but they've run it. They've had it open all 3 times, haven't been able to convert.
Hall picks up the foul for the Tigers. That's his 3rd. And his team's on number 6 on Pickerington in the second half, and Sullinger going to the line looking for point number 11 in this game. Ray, did you ever have a game where you only had 2 of your players score?
No.
I got a story for you. We had a game in high school where we had 1 of our players score.
All of them?
We lost 12-9.
I seen a game Alan Horniak was playing for Steubenville. The night he scored 73 and the team scored 80. You talk about Alan Horniak as somebody that could really fill it up, now I'm telling you.
We played Mishawaka Marion there. They held the basketball, and a whistle and a 3-second lane violation called on Alston.
Well, the question is was he fouled in here? I realize it's 3 seconds, but looked like they were slapping at him and fouling him a little bit.
So it's 39-31, back the other way. Resetting for you, Pickerington at 13-2 on the season, 10-0 in the OCC Capital. They've won 11 straight. The Rams at 11-6 and 7-4, and league play tied for 2nd with Mount Vernon.
Oh my!
And the player control foul called with 7:26 left to go in this contest.
Boy, Alston plays with everything, doesn't he? He's taking a beating tonight. And he gets a good defensive position here. Watch, boom, he just leveled. He really didn't have defensive position, but the elbow was thrown, the shoulder was thrown, and he went down.
He's going to need a serious ice pack after this game, as Lovely picks up his 2nd. I'll tell you what, I think he's seen more contacts here than he did in 5 football games.
I'll tell you what, it's been rough. Ankle, landing on his back, landing on his side.
Look at him.
You'd be limping too.
His shoulder hurts, side hurts, and his ankle hurts.
You'd have an IV in you though if all that had happened.
I'd be dead by now. Lavender thought about it. Spillman.
Somebody else has to score.
Nope. 7:05 left. Lead for Dorman. Back to Stocks.
Post entry. Here we go.
Smith working on McConkey. Got it. Well, I tell you, he has had a great game off the bench.
Yeah, you know, he's a lot of playing time for him too, and he's really taking advantage of it.
He's got 10. His high on the season is 11 against Marysville. He averages just over 2 per contest. And the largest lead for the Tigers at 10 right now, 41-31.
Let's see what they run here.
And Spillman lost the handle. Really Justice back into the ballgame now for the Rams, and Spillman will take a seat. As McNally is ready to inbound for the Tigers. There you speak, big number 25, a quarterback and defensive back for Pickerington. He will exit. You got Stocks and Lovely out there, along with Dorman, Sparks, and Stark. Sullinger, McConkey, Alston, Justice, and Lavender for the Rams.
10-point lead.
Dorman to Lovely, who will launch, Nope, tipped around. McConkey can't get the handle.
No.
Sparks tries to steal it, and I thought he was the last to touch it, but they said it went off the Rams, and the Tigers get it back.
But, you know, this has become a little ragged here as we've gone along, but it's really what's happened is it's gotten real physical.
Become a lot ragged. Extremely physical.
Oh, he's wide open
Sparks.
again. Saves out of bounds play.
Got it.
My goodness gracious, they run that to death and get people wide open.
He's got 4 in this game. The lead is 12 with 6:10 left to go.
And I know Mike has told him about that out of bounds play. He's seen it for years and years. That drives you nuts when you're coaching. You know what's coming, and the kids just don't recognize it.
Lavender thought about it from outside. This is Alston now picked up by Stocks with 5:55 left to go. He will put it up and draw the foul from Stocks. Charles says thank you for that call.
Well, those two have really gone at it, Stocks and Alston. Get to see it here. Stocks, 31, leans in, fouls to the body.
Second on Stocks, team foul number 7, but it is a shooting foul, and Alston will go to the line with 5:54 left to go.
Go back to Dave Butcher. It is quite a thing to be ranked #1 in the United States in the USA today. What a compliment to him, his staff, the kids, the program, the school, superintendent, everybody else.
Bus driver. And you know, there's some good points.
Bus drivers anything.
Good points in that article too, in the Dispatch, the fact that they have such a tremendous program. You go to Leo Sanchez, who handles the traveling team, and everybody else down the line. It's not just Dave Butcher at the high school level or his assistants. It's everybody all the way up. Laura Myers, who used to play here.
And how they got to that point was an interesting couple paragraphs there too, where, you know, it took some dedicated parents. And Dave, just the time that David has put in, just people don't realize. And I have people all the time, Randy, talking to me about him. And you know what? I laugh at him. When they start to put him down, I do nothing but laugh at him because they just don't understand. He's a good person, and he's a hard worker. And I'm glad to call him a friend and somebody that I've learned a lot from in the last couple years since I've gotten to know him.
Foul is side on the Rams.
My state
Chalking up the
tournament
Sullinger.
tickets should be coming pretty soon.
Keep dreaming. Take a look at this one more time. Also
Here we
picked up
go.
the foul.
Here's the pass into the post. Sullinger, you know, that you can't play defense behind him like that. You're going to have to try to get around and prevent that pass before it comes in.
Knocked away. Good interior defense by the Rams.
Stopped at that time.
Dishes off to McConkey to Lavender with 5:33 left to go. A 10-point lead. Lavender gets a screen from McConkey.
Good help.
Good job by Sparks jumping out.
It's called hedging.
Lavender looking inside. They're trying to free up Alston and Sullinger just screening left and right. McConkey was wide open. 5:20 left to go. Lavender brings him back now. Drives, taxes their baseline, back out to Lavender.
See how they hedge on picks, Randy Pickerington? They just do a super job. They never leave the basketball. Last Friday night, we saw everybody leave the basketball, and that resulted in layups.
Lavender launches for a 3 and a whistle and a foul inside with 5:05 left to go in the fourth quarter. And chalk it up to the Tigers. We'll see who it's on. Maybe it's on Stark inside. We'll wait and see.
Well, we will see. There is the bombs away.
And Steve Stark now has his 4th.
Tough call.
And he was in foul trouble in the prior matchup between these two teams that you saw here on Coaxial Sports.
And he's in foul trouble now, and he's coming out. And he'll come back in with about 3 minutes to go.
Hall, who will check in, has 3 fouls himself.
I'll bet. Let's say he's in at the 3-minute mark.
Offensively, he's had a great game.
The only reason he wouldn't be in is if the score really started to widen more than 10 points.
Sullinger looking for point number 12 in this game. Got it. I'll tell you what, the Rams need something right now. They need a lightning bolt just to get him going here down the stretch.
Well, they sure do. They can score here with the clock stop, play some defense. But Pickerington's hard to play defense against because they move so well without the basketball, and they catch you asleep. They throw real solid picks. They don't make a lot of mistakes.
1 out of 2 for Sullinger. You know, we talked about the fact that the Tigers have to play so many games. How about Mifflin? They have to play back-to-back-to-back games, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday against Brookhaven and Mifflin and Linden with 4:55 left to go. A whistle and a foul inside on the Rams, and chalk it up to Steve McConkey, who I think has got his 4th.
That's why you're playing in the NBA, when you have to string all those games together. That's really not as tough as you might think because you're going to practice anyway, but And usually the day before a game, you take your practice a little bit easier. 3 games, that can be tough on the third.
Well, Ray, you're close to the tournament. My question is, do you make that much off of these games? Is it better to rest the guys close to the tournament, or do you want to play and get them used to the tournament format?
Well, that's a good question. It depends on how much time they've had off. I think that in the city, I don't think that financially they're gaining anything. That's for sure. So I think they're just doing it to try to get more into the tournament atmosphere. Plus, kids just want to play. You know, that's what they play. Schedule 20 games. Let's play the 20 games. But well, I'll tell you what, if you're a real tough tournament team and you got to play those and only get a couple days before your tournament game, I think you'd have to complain a little bit.
Taha Jackson is into the ballgame now for McConkey. Sparks gets 2 from the line. He's got 6 in this game. The lead is 11 with 4:53 left to go.
Let's see what they do offensively. See if they go for a 3 here. They're down 11.
Jackson, strong post move. That's what the Rams need. Wow.
Well, he's a good player. I mean, he's got good talent and everything.
Well, last year he averaged 18 points a game for the Vikings of Academy.
He's got talent. You know, you just got to take advantage of it. Good quickness by Lavender.
He's guarding 2 guys at one time with 4:25 left to go. But he reached in from behind, and now Anthony will draw his second foul in this contest with 4:23 left to go. I was wondering when Smith was going to come back in offensively. He's had an outstanding game for the Tigers, and he's ready to check back in right now.
Yeah, he has really done a great job off the bench. He's given them some quality time, some quality bench time. You had mentioned Smeal being out and everything, and that has gotten some players some extra time.
Jackson was the first player, by the way, other than Alston or Sullinger to score in this game for the Rams, and it took 3.5 quarters for it to happen. And here's another guy that's been a great survivor tonight. Lovely, fighting the flu. He's done a great job. Nice tip. And Jackson gets the handle after the tip by Alston. And here's Lavender now. Hey, the Rams have a chance to cut it to 7 or perhaps 6.
That's right. And now Jackson being in the ballgame, he might give him some more offense. Another player to go to.
Lavender looking inside with 4:05 left to go.
Sullinger wants the basketball.
So does Alston. He's got it, pumps, and connects from 17 feet. The lead is down to 7.
Get him the ball. He's getting the ball.
Touchdown pass. Smith to 2-on-1, but Jackson tries to recover. Sullinger goes for the block. Hall is there. Pickerington wins in transition that time.
Big possession because they were able to convert off the miss.
47-38 with 3:40 left to go. Off the hands of Sullinger, into the hands of Lovely.
And now time becomes a factor. 3:30 to go, 9 points up. I think you can run some clock, Randy. I would.
You said that last week.
Well, and it worked, too. I told you they only had to score 70 points.
They needed 71.
Well, I mean, my gosh.
It was 78-70. You didn't think they'd go on a spurt, and they went on a 17-zip spurt. Did Hartley.
Well, I also thought that they'd break the press like they had the other 3 quarters, too.
You realize with that game last week, this season on Coaxial Sports, you have seen both Tom Petty and Rod Stewart.
This is called milking, and they just milked it a little bit.
Here's Lavender back the other way, 2:52. Anthony strong to the hoop, and he's going to draw the foul on Dorman with 2:50 left to go. Nice move by Anthony, just trying to take it inside, and draws the foul on Tim.
What Pete was trying to do is just milk the clock, not go into a total delay, not just make a lot of extra passes here and run some time, and they did. They were able to run almost a minute off, but then they make a silly pass. Lavender steals the basketball, the ball ends up in his hands, and he draws the foul. Now he gets to score with the clock stopped.
Both teams over the limit. Lavender going to the line to shoot 2 anyway. Told you about that tournament he had down in North Carolina where he just was unconscious from an assist standpoint. In fact, he's averaging nearly 7 a game. He had more in that tournament than Nate McMillan did when he played down there. Of course, Nate doing a great job in the NBA, and this guy's going to be something else the next couple of years for the Whitehall Rams.
I bet he was the crowd favorite, too.
Yep. Still is for the Whitehall Rams as well. Touchdown pass for Dorman to the hoop. Got it.
Back-to-back breakers. We talked about that last week. Those are the ones that just break your back if you're the defense. They throw the bomb on you and score.
We thought that Dorman would need to score more in this game, but Lovely has really surprised us with his ability to play despite the flu. 11-point lead, 2:28 left to go. Dorman with 4 in this contest. This is Sullinger to Jackson. Lavender, Alston, he will launch for three and connect. And the Rams burn a timeout with 2:15 left to go. Alston now with 27 in this game. That is timeout number 3 taken by the Rams. And they're down by 8 right now. You're Mike Dixon. You're down by 8. You talk to your team. What do you tell them?
Well, we're going to slap on the press if we can't get a steal on the press or a turnover or so maybe the 10-second count. And then we're going to probably have to foul and get the right guys to foul on.
Look at that. Alston can hit that jumper from outside the line, even with good defense by Stocks.
Yeah, he can go straight up and get the shot off because he has great athletic ability.
Ray, if you're the Rams right now and you get the ball back, do you start thinking 3 more often? Do you just look for the good shot?
I think you look for the good shot, but if a three's there, you take it. If you're on the line, you step back one more step and then shoot the ball.
Here's the breakaway again, the second time it happened in 2 minutes for Pickerington as Dorman goes strong to the hoop.
Those are the ones that really hurt.
Alston in this game, Ray, 27 points, 9 out of 16 from the field, 5 out of 7 from three-point range, 4 out of 4 from the line, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, and 2 blocks in this contest.
I was waving at my former assistant who has more state championships than I do.
That would be Chuck Kemper.
Yes. How many times has your former assistant get all the state championships? What a wonderful job he did at Worley. Great guy, and loved my year with him down in Logan.
And he's a guy that can really feel for what Dave Butcher is going through right now,
yes.
Things that he had to go through at Worley. People said, oh, you're recruiting in Catholic League, blah, blah, blah.
And he can relate a little bit to what Mike Dixon's gone through, too. Think about that. Here we go. Ball in there, and you got Stocks, who has played a real good game defensively. He's not one of those guys who score a lot of points, but he's a real solid defensive player.
You're, of course, talking to the loss of a quote-unquote a star player on the team, and Chuck did a great job of handling that when he was down at Worley High School. The foul goes on Spillman, who picks up his first in this game. With 2:13 left to go, Stocks will go to the line. Pickerington is 6 out of 9 from the line, 67%. Stocks looking for point number 3 in this game.
What Chuck Kemper proves is a football coach who can coach basketball. That's what he proves.
Great defensive back coach, and he was the former head coach at Worley as well.
Yeah, he could be a head coach anywhere in football. He was a great football player at a high university and at Logan High School, and just a super person.
And now in the administration here at Pickerington, 51-41, 2:10 left to go, and this is Lavender. Of course, your first option you would think would be Alston.
Yeah, I'd try to get Alston the basketball, but Stocks is just all over him.
Well, he's holding him.
Yeah, that's being all over him.
With 2:02 left to go, James will pick up the foul. Now, if you're Pickerington, that's the last thing you wanted to do is stop the clock with 2:02 left.
Right, and away from the ball and the best free throw shooter going to the line. That's not what you want to do.
So 3 on James. We'll check the foul situation for Pickerington. You've got Stark with 4, Hall with 3, and Stocks with 3. For Whitehall, McConkey has 4, Alston has 2, Lavender has 2, Sullinger has 2.
Pete saying, what are we doing? We're 10 points up, 2 minutes to go, and we foul away from the ball, the best free throw shooter, the best player on the team. So, I mean, what are we doing? How stupid is that? And that's what he's saying. Shrugging his shoulders over there. Yelling at Clamo, saying, Clamo, I thought you take care of this defense. What are you doing fouling away from there?
Was he also assistant coach of yours, Mr. Clamo?
We were on staff together at Grove City. He was a freshman coach the 1 year that I was JV coach.
The lead is down to 8 right now, 1:52 left to go. Good pressure put on by the Rams. Dorman needs help. The count is on, and they whistle the foul on Spillman. But tough D shown by the Rams. And do you start putting the Tigers on the line now?
Well, they're going to have to. The question is now is who do you put on the line? So you turn to your assistant, and they're supposed to tell you that.
McNally will check in now for the Tigers, and Stocks will check out. And Dorman will go to the line now with 1:49 left to go, and the Tigers with an 8-point lead. He's got 4 in this game, shooting 70% from the line.
Excuse me. We had Jerry Dennis last week, and he had the Otterbein style. This is the Muskingum style of Pickerington, and that's you coached a lot, the way you have learned the game, and Pete learned it from Coach Burson at Muskingum, him and Steve Clamo, and that's the way they play, and it's a solid way to play, especially in high school.
Well, the Tigers get only 1, so a chance to trade some here. Lavender is now limping as well with 1:44 left to go. Alston will launch. Oh, from downtown. What a shot by Charles.
That's NBA range.
Down to 6 now with 1:37 left to go. He's got 32 in this game. There's a double team, actually 2 players for Pickerington and 2 for the Rams, and they call the foul on Whitehall with 1:31 left to go.
Well, they've cut it to 6.
Foul goes on Spillman, I think, who'd pick up his 3rd.
Free throw shooting is going to be all important.
I tell you what, with this pressure the Rams can put on, though, if they don't get hurt backdoor, they can make it interesting for the last 90 seconds.
That's right. They're real tough to hold the ball on because they'll trap you and they'll rotate.
But Dorman is normally a guy you don't want to foul, shooting 70% from the line on the season. He's got 5 in this game. I see so many wounded people in this game. Dorman took an elbow earlier. Lovely's fighting the flu. Lavender's limping. Alston's body has been broken in half just about. That baby Tiger fan has seen better days.
Out.
Well, I tell you what, can't fall asleep now. Either team, especially defensively, as Dorman comes through. Alston shoots nearly 49% from behind the line on the season. We'll see if he tries to get another one. He takes it inside. He's going to draw the foul on the Tigers. And Mr. Stocks, I believe, has 4 all in the second half.
You don't want that. I mean, you do not want them to go to the line with the clock stop. If you're Whitehall, that's exactly what you want. So the Rams get to go to the line again. But with Alston, no, Randy, if you lay off of him, he just stops, pops, and drops.
Rhyme time. Thank you very much. Alston with 32 points, 10 out of 17 from the field, 6 out of 8 3-point range. Perfect from the line in 6 attempts, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Wow.
He's loaded, isn't he?
And he's got what? He's got like 33. Sullinger has about a dozen or so, and I think Jackson has a hoop.
And he's doing it on a bad leg.
He's got 13 points this quarter. And now Hall will check in, and Stark will check out.
Another big free throw.
In fact, looking at Mike Dixon right now, he's telling
Who to foul.
who to foul right now. We've
Probably
seen enough of Dorman at the line.
Probably Hall, but those guys usually don't get a hold of the basketball that much, Randy.
Dorman gets it backcourt with 1:22 left to go.
Usually Sox, Dorman, and Lovely on the ball.
And he is fouled by Spillman. And Ryan will pick up his 4, all 4 in the second half. 1:19 left to go. This could take a while.
Yeah,
but
this
the Rams are willing to trade maybe 1 for perhaps 2 or 3. And they were down by double digits. They've cut it to 6 as Stark will now check back in. And Hall will check out for defensive purposes.
See what happens now at the line. Well, you know, Alston offensively for Whitehall is probably going to have the basketball. Now, are you going to foul him? Well, I hope you don't.
Well, Ray, at this point, too, you've been able to cut it to 6. We'll see what happens here, but if it doesn't change too much, if you're Whitehall, can you still think 2?
Sure. We got plenty of time.
Misses it.
That helped. That didn't.
Wow. 2 chances,
They're not
and
gonna
Stocks gets the fall, but no. Are they going to call a push-off on Stocks?
No basket.
Yep. Stocks with the push-off. A great play by Smith with the initial rebound. And if that foul goes on Stocks, he is just fouled out. Yet James with 5 fouls, all in the second half, and he is out with 1:15 left to go.
And I know the Pickerington people don't like this, but I think that's a pretty good call. He went right over the back.
I'll tell you what, though, Smith nearly made it happen. Jared Smith has done an outstanding job in this game. He could not connect. Stocks fighting for the board. He's called for going over the back, and he will foul out. Let's see if Hall comes back in. You know, they'll go with both Hall and Stark at the same time. And Hall didn't report. He quickly hears from Pete Littrap, who yells at him to report, and he does. And he will check in now.
That's all you need, the technical for not reporting.
Well, that's what happens when you zone in on the coach. Listening to everything he says, you just walk by the official score and head in for the game.
You can get away with that sometimes at home.
Spillman goes to the line. His high on the season was 4 against Bexley and Marysville.
Big free throws.
Another great wide receiver in football. In and out.
Good.
Sullinger fights for the rebound. Instead, it goes to the Tigers. This is Dorman backcourt. Remember, Spillman has 4 fouls. Someone else is going to have to do the fouling for the Rams right now. And he knocks it away. But they say Sullinger was out of bounds. They give it back to the Tigers with 1:06 left to go.
That's a tough call. Tough call. This is gonna be a real long 1:06. Let's see if he's in bounds. Yep. No, I don't know. That's tough.
Justice is in now for Spillman. You would think that Billy might be the designated fouler with 1:06 left to go. Lovely. Dorman. Lavender with a reach. A 1-and-1. That's his 3rd. 1:02 left. They go down 2 or 4 seconds at a time.
Those aren't necessarily the guys that you want to foul, but those are the guys that have the ball, so you don't have much choice.
Spillman will check back in, Justice back out. Dorman to the line with 7 points in this game. He was a backup last year in the backcourt. Nope. Tipped around. Who's going to get it? Alston was the last to touch it, according to the officials, and it will go to the Tigers.
Just couldn't get a hold of it.
And Lovely to inbound. You got to watch the play under the hoop this time.
Yep, can't give him a layup now. There it is. Oh,
wow.
He decided not to shoot it.
And Hall is fouled on the play by Sullinger. So Dax will pick up his third with 58.3 left.
I think that's who they wanted to foul. Now, can he make it? He'll get to see the replay of it. He had gotten the ball in the post. He was dribbling away from the defense, and Dax hacks.
Banks. Close. Hall's got 2 points in this game. Spillman did a good job of backing off at the last moment, too, because he's got 4 fouls. And allowed Sullinger the honor to foul. Hall on the season shooting 62% from the line.
Oh, my.
Wow.
Thought it was going to be short, but shooters bounce.
Makes the lead 7 right now.
Home court advantage.
More confidence on that one. The lead is 8. Lavender will wait. Now do you think 3?
Well, I think so. I think you just think Alston.
Hawked by Smith. He will launch it as short. Lavender gets the rebound. Back out to Alston, who will launch again. Hit the side. And Hall with a rebound, and Sullinger with a reach-in foul with 44.8 left to go. I think he can take a little more time maybe to set it up. I think they panicked just a touch.
Yeah, just a touch, but Hall looked like he wanted to be fouled that time because he could have outled that ball to a guard. This is just, you know, a tough shot. The angle hit the side of the board. Now, Hall could have gotten rid of this basketball, but he decided, I'm going to hold on to it, get fouled, go line.
Credit to the Rams. They have not given up in this game offensively. It's been a two-man show, but they have kept fighting, pushing, and just working their way, trying to get back into this game. Meanwhile, the Tigers never say die, leading by 8, and Hall with a chance to expand it. Nope. And Smith hunts it down, and he falls down, and he's called for the walk. Or did he go out of bounds? Either way, it's a violation. They're going to give it back now to the Rams with 42 seconds left to go, and now pressure put on full court by the Tigers.
That's just to use clock, Andy. Just nothing more than make them use more clock.
This is Alston. Look where Smith picks him up. He will launch it from 23 feet. Back of the iron, fought for with 31.6. A foul inside called on the Tigers. It's going to go on Hall, I believe. Yep. Russell Hall will pick up his 4th foul in this game.
You look at fans in the faces. What do you mean a foul?
Look at the intensity on Mike Dixon and his coaching staff. Coach Smith and company just trying to work this Ram team back in this ball game. And Pete Liptrap working the gum over big time along the far side. There's Mike looking on. There's Pete, Coach Kyer, and Claymo. Sullinger to go to the line with 31.6. Got 12 points in this game. That's a big one.
He converts.
Pickerington 13-2 on the season, 10-0 in the OCC Capital. They've won 11 straight games. Rams at 11-6 and 7-4 in league play.
He makes this. They're 2 threes from the tie.
Got it. And look for the pressure and look for the foul. Dorman backcourt sees the double team and the reach in on Lavender. Now Anthony has to watch himself. That's his 4th. In this game, Lavender has 4, Spillman with 4, Sullinger with 4, McConkey with 4 for the Rams. For Pickerington, Stocks is already fouled out. Hall has 4, and Stark has 4. Half a minute left to go, and Dorman to the line. This is about his 5th trip to the line, I think, in this quarter alone.
Well, the ball gets in the hands of the guys who can shoot the free throws.
You make it a 3-possession game right now, leading by 7.
That's why I never had it. Now I know. It just now dawned on me.
It's hard to get it when you're on the bench.
That's right. I wasn't allowed to shoot free throws sitting over there.
9 for Dorman in this game. The average is 7.3.
Well,
this is Alston.
He's in range right now.
And a push off and a foul. 23.7 left to go.
You don't want to foul. And they keep fouling.
Chalk it up to the Tigers in the person of number 33, Jared Smith. That is his third.
Got a hand on him. I mean, let him go and get help. Don't go hand tagging him all the way down the line, letting him shoot free throws with the clock stopped.
Do you make one, try to miss the second, or do you try to make them both?
Well, I think you try to make them both because that puts you 2 threes away from a tie, and you just got to play solid defense and hope they miss the front end of the 1-1 or you get a steal.
Got it. "35 points in this game for Alston. One of the all-time high performances we've ever seen on coaxial sports.
He's got a load of them.
10 out of 10 from the line. And again, the pressure put on with 23.7 left. Hall. And he's hit by, I think, Sullinger. And just about anybody that gets whistled for a foul for the Rams is going to foul out, so Dax would be good on.
Was Alston player of the year in his league?
Yes, not only in his league, but in the state, in Division II.
So he could get it in basketball and in football, and I wonder if that's been done.
You're talking about in the league.
Right,
well, you know,
in the league.
That's an interesting point. That's why I go back to, I don't know which sport you choose if you're Charles Alston.
He's proven he can play this game, that's for sure.
And I know he can play football, too. 10 interceptions. Outstanding wide receiver as well. And now Mike Dixon taking his time for the substitution for the 5 fouls. He's going to wait, and now he'll bring in number 52, Keenan Harris, it looks like. A 6'1", 187-pound sophomore who played in the JV contest tonight. This is won by Pickerington by a score of 68-50.
Well, here's the rule where you're allowed 5. You can play, 5 quarters a night and 80 quarters in the season. So he could have played all 4 quarters in the JV game and get to play in this quarter.
So here's Hall at the line for the Tigers. 22-2 left.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a bullet.
Yeah, those are big too. That might be the clincher. God, this has been a long minute and 19 seconds. Jeez.
You've got a curfew tonight too.
Oh man.
I gotta get up at 3:25. Hall's got them both. He's got 6 in this game. The lead is back up to 8. And now I think you can put the lights on a dimmer. Alston from a different area code. Harris tries to save, but it goes out of bounds. Goes back to the Tigers with 14.7 left.
And he says, look where you shot the ball from. Well, that's where I had it at.
Smith will do the honors for the Tigers. And a whistle and a foul, I think, with 14.7 called on the Rams. No time will tick off the clock at all. Will it be on Jackson, perhaps?
Yes. I can tell you that.
So Taha will pick up his seconds. Whitehall came in with a record of 11-6, and we said Pickerington at 13-2. Pickerington averaging just about 55.5 points a game, giving up 47.7. So Whitehall bettering that with their total of 52, but nobody's gotten to 60 this year against the Tigers. However, if we have 6 more trips to the line, it could happen.
Well, if they do, Pete's going to have somebody on a platter.
You'll have gray hair. You'll have gray hair. You'll have the gray hair because you're 65 by then. Dorman has got 10 now. Most of those in this quarter from the line. Ten-point lead. Let Charles go one-on-one right here. They're going to call a foul on the floor with 9.8 left to go.
Unbelievable.
Oh, my goodness. I don't want to be in the Pickerington locker room at the end of this game.
I do not get this. What are they doing? Let him shoot the daggone layup. You have to, but don't foul him.
Smith picks up his 4th. Alston will go to the line one more time.
Oh, my.
The line in this quarter, we've had 37 attempts. Pickerington is 15 of 20. Whitehall is 12 of 17. Add to that.
And Alston has 50 million points.
He's got, what, about 37 now, I'd say, in this game? Mark Matheny can't count that high. But look at this. If he makes that, he's now 12 out of 12 from the line. Lead back to 8. Pressure's on, and the foul goes on Harris. Keenan will pick up his first with 8.8 left.
Yeah, it stops the clock. Get your name in the scorebook.
All right.
And has 38 points. My goodness.
Only ask the crowd, who hasn't gone to the line tonight?
There we go. Oh, that's an intentional foul. Now he gets to shoot 2.
So they're going to put him into the line, give him 2, and the Tigers will get the ball back with 8.8 left.
Player of the game, Charles Alston from Whitehall.
Get ready to leave early, aren't you? He's got the car running. 2 flights to get back to Grove City from here. And nails them both. Now the Tigers get it back. Do you foul again?
I would think not. Comes the kids. The kids are coming in.
Yep, coming in is Todd Ratliff. He checks in. Kevin Miller is in. And Scott Lanter all in for the Tigers. And bad news, Ray, your car just ran out of gas, too, we were told.
The lights are on, the motor's running, and the doors are locked.
And the Rams will send in the subs as well. Barber's in. Justice back in. Lamar Gaines in as well. And Brandon Billiter. Listen to the hand now for Charles Alston, who checks out for this contest for the Rams.
Good player. Good player. Had an excellent night.
This is Miller. 5 seconds left to go. Kevin backs it out with 2. Kevin with 1. It's over. It's over. Pickerington comes out with the win. They've won 12 straight. They are 11-0 now in the OCC Capital. Final score, Tigers win by a score of 64-54. Back with our postgame show right after this. Stay